Welcome to the McAllister Report. We join John McAllister, top football evaluator, as he shares wisdom and interviews coaches and athletes from around the country. Enjoy today's podcast.
Hello, I'm John McAllister with the John McAllister Report. And today we're going to go into around the state and talk with a senior from Thomas Worthington High School in Columbus, Francis Brewu. Francis is a 6'1.5", 6'2", 270-pound defensive lineman. He's improved so much over the last 3 years. He started as a sophomore, really great quickness. He plays the defensive line. He got great first step and violent hands. And also, from what I know, he's a great person, great individual, great character guy, good character guy. And he's going to go to Pitt next year. He's already committed to University of Pittsburgh, and excited for him, and spent a few minutes today talking to him. So if you sit back and enjoy my video podcast with Francis Brewu, defensive lineman from Thomas Worthington High School. My guest today, Francis Brewu from Thomas Worthington High School. He's got a good coach down there. His coach is a good friend of mine. But anyway, let's talk to Francis. How are you doing, my friend?
I'm doing pretty good. Thank you. How are you doing?
I'm good. Summer good to you?
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
I bet you haven't touched the weight all summer long, have you? Or you haven't done any kind of conditioning drills, right?
I have.
I know. I was just joking with you. Okay, let's talk first, and we'll get it here in a second. Let's talk. You are committed to Pittsburgh. Okay, I remember talking to you, and kind of soon after that, you committed to Pittsburgh. Tell me just a little bit, Francis, why Pittsburgh?
So the defensive scheme they run it's really a perfect fit for me. It doesn't get any better than what they run. It's very attacking, 4-man front. It's very centered around the D lineman to make plays and just have fun as well. So it's just a perfect fit for what I see myself doing at the next level.
I think you're so true, and I think just knowing you and watching you, and I remember seeing you the very first time, I think your sophomore year.
Yeah.
And I thought, holy cow, man, you were quick and really unstoppable from the standpoint of quickness.
Yeah, thank you.
And I'm sure they could have double teamed other things, but initial quickness, you were really good, I thought. I mean, and a little concerned about height, but not so much me, because you can't have a lot of guys 6'1" on that defensive line, but you can have, you've got excellent quickness and speed and everything. And so that's what Pitt is going to do with you, right?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Plus, it's not too far away.
Nope.
They play a pretty good conference. I know the head coach and the defensive coordinator pretty well. I worked with them for a long, long time, and they're good people, for sure. Okay, you got Pitt commit. Now let's go back and talk about your last season. How did you end up? When you ended up last year, what do you look back over the winter, and what do you have to improve on? What do you have to improve on?
Improve on, I would say, just playing.
When you came out of last November or December, whatever, what did you look back and say, this is how I got to get better?
I would say playing more extension and getting a little lower are going to be things that I'll have to improve on this upcoming season.
Getting a little lower mean you got to be pad under pad, right?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
You got to be lower than those guys.
Yeah.
The offensive guy. That's really good. What else?
I would say just when I'm taking
good weight, didn't you?
Oh yeah, that was a big improvement for me. So after the season, I was weighing around 245, and I knew if I wanted to play at the next level and wanted to get these offers, I would have to put on some weight, and I would have to put on weight in a good way. So I put on about 30 pounds since then, a lot of muscle. I think I'm even quicker. I'm a lot stronger than I was. So yeah, that
Right.
was a big improvement for me.
Did some old coach tell you, some old guy tell you to do that? I can't remember. Was he one of the guys?
Yeah, I think.
Well, I also said, don't get slower. Don't
Yeah,
you? I'm sure you didn't, but don't just put on weight.
yeah,
That's what everybody should learn. Don't just add weight. Add strength, weight, and good weight.
yeah.
Sounds really good. As you look back from last year, how do you go to improve your leadership?
A big thing with me is just leading by example. So my goal is just to make sure I do everything right, so I have the ability to tell others what they have to do. They'll actually listen to me because I have the credibility. So that's my number one thing: just be a credible leader in the locker room. And
How
on
do
the
you
field,
lead, Francis?
I would say
Are you a quiet leader?
this season I'm a louder guy, more of a rah-rah type of thing, because I just feel that's what the team needs. So that's what I am right now.
Plus, you play with a ton of emotion.
Yes, sir, I do.
I mean, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah,
As long as you don't taunt, as long as you don't make a fool of yourself, and as long as you can walk it.
yeah, yeah,
You can walk it, be able to walk it, and
yes,
show that excitement. I think football's changed over the years where you have more enthusiasm now, and you're allowed to, stand up and pump your chest and all those. And I think that's good. I think it's emotion. You play on it. We'll talk later, okay, about emotion. As you look back, how has the classroom treated you? How are you doing now?
in terms of grades and things
Yeah,
like that,
yeah.
I'm doing pretty good still. My GPA is 3.5. That's my cumulative GPA, so everything's going good. I'm graduating early in December, so
Oh,
I'm
you are
yeah,
good.
yeah.
And that,
So I'm doing my summer classes online so I can finish out early. So I finished my second semester of ELA a while ago. I finished that in about a day, and then I just have to finish my second semester of math so I can do it now instead of having to do it second semester so I can leave early.
you're planning on leaving early for sure. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Why leave early?
Just it'll be a huge advantage getting in spring ball and just getting familiar with the team and the players and the plays and the coaches and everything. I think it'll be a huge advantage and hopefully allow me to play early as well.
For sure. For sure. When that first guys were first doing that, I didn't know if I agreed with it or not because I'm some old school a little bit, but I think every case is different. And you got to be, and I think you got to be ready for the challenge of getting, doing that stuff. Plus, some guys, if they hang around high school, you know, idleness sometimes gets you in trouble. Yeah, I'm not saying you would, but you got to be challenged and things like that. And that's really good. Okay, how do you got to focus on? We talked about leadership on the team. Okay, what do your teammates? What do you want them to say about you behind your back?
I just want them to say that I'm the hardest worker out there because that's something I really pride myself on, just working as hard as I possibly can. So that's what I would like them to say.
They
Hopefully,
will
say.
they will feed off of you too, won't they?
Yes,
If
sir.
you're busting your behind, if you're busting your butt, I think they appreciate that.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Absolutely.
that's really good. Okay, how we talked about preparing for the season. Now, how are you going to prepare mentally? How are
Mentally,
you? Now, you have a scholarship, you have this, and I mean, I always worry that sometimes you don't really have it's not a done deal until you sign the line or letter of intent until you sign that. I always worry that guys need to work hard. How will you handle that from an attitude standpoint?
I'll handle it the same way I've been handling everything. Just my mindset is just to work as hard as possible. So, um, work as hard as possible. So I can't allow others to outwork me. If I keep doing that, I won't let anything get to my head or get a big head about the recent success I've had. So that's really my mentality with everything, and just and mentally said mentally earlier how I prepare myself. Um, just I'll prepare myself by just watching the same amount of film that I watched in the previous years I played. Nothing's going to change for me. I'm going to be the same player and the same guy, just with this added success I've gotten from the past couple months. But nothing will change.
I think that's huge. I think that's huge. Okay, let's go back and talk about was just you personally a little bit. Okay, who do you give a lot of credit to for being who you are? Is there anybody that just jumps out at you that you automatically think of just like that? Somebody that's giving you a lot of help and a boost?
Yeah, yes, sir. My parents are really big, really big on people I look up to. They're the hardest workers I know. They very blue collar. They've been through a lot. Had both had struggled in their childhood, so I just see everything they've come through and what they had to get past, and that just inspires me to work as hard as I can and be the best person that I can be.
Anybody else?
Um, in terms of like football and stuff,
Yeah, anybody.
I would
Football
say,
coach?
what'd you say?
Football coach? Did he help?
Yeah. Both my football coaches, my head coach, Coach Pichetti, and then my position coach, Coach Gay, have been really supportive to me with this process. They've taken a lot of their time out to help me as much as they can when it comes to taking me on visits and just talking to me, making sure I have the best mindset to approach different things and take everything to full consideration. And they really just support me. So both my head coach and my position coach have been great to me and have been a big help and support
Yeah,
throughout this whole process.
I'm on signs and posters and proverbs and all those things. Any words that you live by? Any saying or any little quote that you live by? Sometimes, like, leave it on the field, all these kind of things.
Well, I found this one quote about a year ago, and I believe it was discipline beats motivation every time. So you're not going to be motivated to wake up early in the morning every single day or go out in the fourth quarter and finish the game when you're hurt and you're tired, or get that last rep in conditioning. But if you're disciplined enough, you will do all those things and do it to the best of your ability. So that's, if I would have to pick one, that would be what I would say.
Good. That's really good. You just that's super. Okay, just a few more questions here. What what do you have to work on to be a better football player?
Like I said earlier, I believe something that'll help me out a lot will be playing with extension and playing lower.
Yeah.
Will
Okay.
very much improve my game this upcoming season and in the future.
Just violent hands. You have some of the best hands. Violent's kind of a silly word, but I guess that's what they're using now. But
Yes,
violent hands and early first step. I think you do a lot of those things really well. I'm sure that's what a lot of you had, what, 15, 20 offers or something like that?
Yeah, 20 something now.
Yeah, I just skimmed it. But that's what people saw and people see and things like that. And it's really good. Okay. I'm big into energy. I'm big into energy. And, I'm sure a lot of guys say, boy, he's got a scholarship. I bet he dogs it. I bet this guy dogs it. And there'll be people jealous of you that will say, "Oh, he's not tough enough," and that's just human nature.
Yeah.
But let's talk about energy. Let's tie in energy with that. What kind of energy first will you bring to your team this year? What kind of energy do you bring? What kind of energy?
I would say I would bring just I'll try to have a very positive energy, but at the same time, very like hardcore, like let's go and let's get this done. I think that's my type of energy. Just let's get this done. Let's go out there, give it our best, and just fight.
It's good. You show emotion too. We talked about that earlier. Okay, what kind of energy will you bring to Pitt? If you're leaving in January, what kind of energy will you take there? Because you're just going to be still a high school senior. So what kind of energy do you think you can bring there?
I think just because going in there, I'll be one of the youngest people on the team. So I'll be a freshman again. I think I'll just try to really be supportive, very team friendly, just try to help everyone out to the best I can and just try to absorb as much energy and have as much positive energy as I can when I get over there.
Just need to get that out, right? Just get it. You will show it just by the hardness, the toughness you play. And that's going to be an enthusiastic and stuff like that. It's really good. Well, I'm really looking forward to seeing you play. Okay. And, every once in a while, Francis, I get somebody right on evals. I get something right. And I really think I did with you. I just think you started from, not playing on a St. Ignatius or Moeller, or you played at Thomas Worthington. Your coach has done a really good job. And then you yourself have done a really good job. So I want to take a second to congratulate you.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
I don't know if I'll see you play this year. I'm going to try, but it's going to be exciting for you. Okay.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Well, you have, I wish you the best. I'm glad you're on my video podcast, and it's fun to see a guy that's earned a scholarship and he's got 1 year to go. And then, man, all heck can break loose now this year, right?
Yes, sir.
And your team's going to be better, right?
Yes, sir. Yep.
Okay, I saw this skinny little kid on video on Twitter. His last name was Brewu. And who is that guy?
That's my little brother. He's up there.
Well, he's going to be, compared to you, little for a long time.
Yeah, but he's a skilled guy. So
he's a skilled guy. Tough enough or not? You have to make him tougher, or is he tough enough?
He's pretty tough. I think that's something we'll still work on, though. Still work on his toughness. And
he's only a puppy, man. He's freshman, or going to be a sophomore or be a freshman?
He's going to be a sophomore, so he's going to have a massive role on the team this year.
That's really good.
Yes, sir.
Again, I wanted to mention him because, I wanted you to know I knew about him. In fact,
I appreciate it.
Answered something on Twitter about Big Brother. You're big. Be careful, Big Brother, or something like that. Thank you very much. Okay.
Thank you. I appreciate it.